talk to you about today, I'll find something. How to obtain happiness was the last video I did. And I suppose the next one is the biggest question that people ask is, how do I find my divine partner, my other half, my soul mate, my twin flame, my lady, my gentleman? How do I find this? And I'd like to say that it took me well over 50 years to find mine. And on the way I had to spend 28 years with a demon, a demon woman. I had to have children with her, and I had to suffer for 28 years. And so I have some experience with mistakes made along the way to finding your divine partner. And I have my divine partner now, yet we're not together because there's work to be done. And so sometimes nature, it's best to keep people apart, and the work that they can do when they're apart is different from what they will do together. And there are many tests of the couple, and you'll notice that many people fail to make good couples, and some of the couples that stay together a long time are simply because there's money to be had from coupleship. It's like having a good job. You know, people take on a job and they'll do it for years. They don't want to give up on the money of it. And they might take the job not because they love the job, but because they want the money. The same with couples. And if a man wishes to find a great lady to be together with, and to avoid the pitfalls of fake coupleship, then the best thing he can be is poor. In fact, to have nothing, to have nowhere to sleep, nowhere to live, no money, no nothing. And he's bound to find somebody who loves him for who he is, rather than for what he has. It's my experience. And I have been the victim, if you like, of a number of ladies who wanted something for nothing. They wanted what they couldn't have. They wanted the divine man. They weren't ready for the divine man. They had committed sins and were not allowed to have the divine man. Yet they could be the temptation of the divine man, if you understand what I'm saying there. That the female is the temptation of the man. And he can be tempted to want to partner with somebody that he doesn't really like. Not entirely. And if the female likes what the man carries, the position, the authority, the money, whatever it is, the car, many things all added up, summed up together, say, he'll do. No, it's not possible to partner for anything but love. Love is the important thing. And to be in a relationship for 28 years where there's no love of the other person, only some fake love, because there's some kind of idea of love, or I'm looking for the word, it's not fake, it's like to put forward, to hide the fact that you don't love in some kind of pseudo love, not real love. This is what people do. they don't want the other one to catch on that they really hate them. They don't want that. Yeah. And so many relationships fail. Once the other partner realizes that they're not loved, there can become arguments and dissatisfaction in the relationship, and this can lead to the relationship falling over, or if there's children involved, well, there's a certain karmic responsibility one has to the children. And it's necessary to stay in these relationships where there's children involved until all the children are beyond the age of 16. It's only then that we're really allowed to move on from these, what I call karmic relationships. They're not divine at all. We're learning some kind of lesson. And the only way one can find one's way into this type of relationship is to make some mistake in a previous relationship. So there's always a first relationship. The first relationship we ever have is love. There's only love in that relationship. That's what brings two young people together for the first time. They never had partners before, either one of them. Yet there can be crimes against the couple. And so if we commit crimes, let's say we have a relationship like this, but we're tempted by some other woman, yeah? Or maybe we didn't marry the young lady, and so things can go on for a certain amount of time and then no longer. There's all sorts of reasons for it, but generally it's doing the dirty on our partner, so we're not true to that partner. Because what happens is when two people are put together, they become as one. As soon as you kiss, two people kiss, they become joined together. And from that point on, they should really be together always. And of course we're not. Nowadays we're not together always. And you might meet a lady or gentleman, spend a day or two with them, and then never see them for weeks. As each goes about their business wherever they are, they're not in the same place. In primitive societies we all lived together, so you saw each other every day. And this was conducive to developing good long-term relationships. And so, realizing that many of us have gone through life and had multiple failed relationships, and I'd like to say that as we have a failed relationship, then the next relationship, and the next relationship, each relationship gets more difficult than the previous one. There's a more difficult partner. One is presented with partners with similar faults. If one has not learned about the fault one is making, the mistake one is making, it's going to be a more obvious mistake the next time, until such time we realise what we're doing. Now, one of the other rules of the couple is you can't take somebody else's partner, okay? And many people do this, they see a couple, they see a lady, or they see a lady they're attracted to, and they don't ask, does she have a partner already or anything like that? And they just go on ahead and just hope for the best. And I've done this myself, even as an enlightened man, I've done this. I've said, oh well, she doesn't seem to be with him. She must be available. Yeah. And there is a certain law that if you let your lady go and do whatever she likes and run around all over the place, she's going to end up with another man. You don't know how to do that. And so I'm going to take 5. Well, I just watched that back, and there's so many things I could say about couples, journeys of the couple. Yet, I don't really want to do it unless people are interested. And so, I'm not going to ramble on about couples unless there's somebody out there who actually wants to know about this stuff. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call for questions. So if there's something you want to know about the journey to the divine couple, how to get there, what the pitfalls are, how to avoid anything, what the rules are of nature about it, and just how to go about it in a proper way, how to know if you're good enough for it, how to, if you've become a homosexual, how to become heterosexual. Whatever, you know, I mean, you can ask me anything, and I'll do my best to answer. And there's nothing that I don't know about this subject. I've studied this subject all my life. It's been my prime subject, really. And probably, for a lot of you, it's been your prime concern too. And so if there are people who want to know this stuff, put a question and a comment, and I'll make a video. That's all I can do. Okay, thanks for watching.